Guys, welcome to Mock Draft Monday, where every Monday moving forward for the rest of this year and the offseason leading up to the 2024 NFL Draft, we take a look at a possible mock draft scenario for the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, we do this once a week. This is just a really cool way to see, different college players as they go up and down the board. Also, as we go up and down our draft picks. So again, we do it once a week. I know this is early, but I want to start in December, and then again, we don't do our draft talk and our mock drafts until, March and April time. So don't worry about that, guys. This is just a once a week type of aspect. So, as we've said many times, unless we get a top 5 pick, we're not going to be able to get the tight end we want, Brock Bowers. And in all honesty, in the first round, you're not going to find yourself that great of a tight end. We have Sanders, who is pretty much going to be a second or third round pick at best. You also have Luke, who isn't really... None of these tight ends are really that great. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So, if you wanted to take a tight end in the draft, it was last year was when you should have taken a tight end with Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer, Kincaid, all these guys. You didn't take a tight end. You're probably not taking a tight end this year unless you take one in like the 4th or 5th round. And he's pretty much just a flyer to see what he can do. Get a vertical threat tight end, maybe works out in the end, right? Tanner Hudson, we didn't think he was going to work out, and preseason he looked good. Now he looks good in the regular season. So, starting off right away, I love how it says our number one position need is tight end. It is, because if we don't bring back Irv Smith, that's going to be a problem. But, as I've done last video, so last video I think I believe I took JC Latham, or I took Mims. No, I think last video we took a tackle. I think it was JC. Yeah, I think we took JC here, mainly because of his pass blocking and run blocking. And I still do like this pick here. JC Latham. He is a guy from Alabama, as you can see. He was a right tackle strictly in college. He didn't play any snaps at left tackle. He actually did play some snaps at right guard his freshman year, but on the second year side. Is this his freshman? Yeah, he's a junior, so this is what he'd be his freshman year. His freshman year, he played mainly right guard, a little bit of right tackle, 5 snaps, and then he moved strictly over to right tackle the rest of the time, and he's not bad. I mean, he's very good a right tackle, 6'6", 335 pounds. I don't know if he's going to be a franchise guy, and that's obviously what we're looking for here, right? You got Orlando Brown, you paid all that money for on the left-hand side. You're going to want to get that right-hand side, right tackle solidified and franchised, and then you can start working out the rest of the offense line, left guard, etc. I think I'm going to go away from taking a tackle here, depending on what other options we have available. Because last video, we kind of just looked at the best option available, best option available at tackle, and that was, of course, JC right here. But I think, depending on, again, we're top 15 here. If we get a little bit higher up, things could change. But I think I want to go with, let's look at all the options, actually. Yeah, we're not taking a running back in the first 2 rounds. That's definitely obvious here. Wide receiver, I wouldn't be against the concept of going wide receiver in the first round. It is a very hit or miss, right? Because as you can see right here, there's already the top receiver is Marvin Harrison Jr. So unless you're trading up for him, which you're not going to get him. And then the other guys on this list here, Brock Bowers, outside of Brock Bowers, well, he is kind of like a wide receiver, but Malik Neighbors, you're not going to get him. He's going to be a top 10 pick most likely. And then you have Rome Adunzi. You're not going to get him. So now you're looking at the 4th receiver off the board. And I feel like, again, like I said, in this aspect, I would, if I'm the Bengals here and I want to take a receiver, I would trade back, in all honesty. So I probably won't go receiver. Cornerback does interest me. Nate Wiggins from Clemson does interest me a crap ton. I think he could be a really good cornerback in the NFL. He is 6'2", 185 pounds. There isn't much analysis on this guy right now, but he still has a lot of potential to be great. Once you get into Cooper Dean Gene, that's when you kind of go down a little bit. More toward the second round picks. Still a very solid player, balance-wise. He's really good in run defense, coverage grade, kind of iffy. And then you look at Nate Wiggins, and he's completely the opposite, right? He is not good in run defense, but he is good in coverage. And I feel like, especially if we lose Cheeto, it wouldn't be bad to go with a cornerback here. Now, every bit of my piece and soul here Dallas Turner would be a great option, but I'm not going edge rusher. It's either going to be between tackle, corner, wide receiver, and that's it. And I'll be honest with you. So last video we went with J.C. Latham. I don't know why I always say that term, by the way. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go with Nate Wiggins here. I don't know if I like that pick, though. I kind of want to go with a tackle. I still want to go with a tackle, even though it depends on Jonah Williams. But even Jonah Williams, I don't think he's that great. All right. I'm just going to make a pick. I'm going to go with Nate Wiggins. I would probably go with a tackle if I'm being honest, but getting ourselves a stud lockdown corner, opposite side of Cam Taylor-Britt. Obviously, Mike Hilton still going to be there next year. What's his name? DJ Turner. Getting another lockdown corner would be amazing. Pick number 2, quarterback, obviously. No, I'm not going quarterback. This is probably where I would not sit too far back when it comes to getting a tackle. You got this guy right here who played mainly left tackle in college, as you can see. A very good pass blocker, though. Converting him over to the right side wouldn't be probably too challenging, but it's definitely one of those situations where it's like, I'd rather get a guy who's already at right tackle or played right tackle in college and has experience playing right tackle. I'm not saying the guy can't go from left tackle to right tackle. I'm saying that I'd rather have someone who's actually experienced at doing it. And this is why, again, like I said, I would love to take a tackle in the first round, because once you drop to the second round, this is when you're going to start getting a little bit shaky production-wise. We got Arizona Wildcats, which, if I'm incorrect, tell me. I don't think that's a big college. That does not sound like a big college based on the college football I know. Oklahoma, I know them. Yeah, man, what kind of... I don't know. Because, again, if it's not a big college, if a player from not a big college, it's not like they're not a good player, obviously. But sometimes they're not playing great competition. So their grades and how they look are going to be a lot better because they're not playing top-end competition in their, said class. So that's another thing that really does spark, kind of with me, is going with a tackle there when I don't feel like the tackle is the best option available right there. I might look toward wide receiver or toward running back or guard. Let's look at running backs. Jonathan Brooks is still the best option available here. We're now in the middle of the second round, right? What is he looking like? He has 207 pounds. He's 6 foot tall, so kind of like a Derrick Henry build. 91.3 zone grade. He's not elusive rating 140.1. That's a debatable pick. I probably wouldn't go running back there, but I don't think that's the worst pick in the world. Alright, so I'm not going to put off cornerback too much more. Connecticut Huskies, 6'2", 13 pounds. Ooh, this guy might just fell into our lap, to be honest. I think he just fell into our lap. I'm taking a guard. I'm taking a guard there, man. This draft is all over the place. This is nothing what we usually draft. And you know what? I think we have to do this sometimes. We have to throw in some wild cards sometimes. Alright, so I do like Jonah, ironically enough. I don't know if I like him at this pick, though. But our next pick is, yeah, I'm going to have to take him in this pick. I would be reaching for him here. But out of all the options available, I'm not going best player available here. I would probably go with Jonah. He played at USC, the Trojans. They are a bigger school. 6'5", 300 pounds. He did play a lot of right tackle in college. He's ending with left tackle, but he played a lot of right tackle. I think he could be a solid fill-in, plug-and-play if Jonah Williams doesn't work out. We don't see sign him. So I'd probably go with him there, right? So we went with a corner, a running back, a guard, and a right tackle. Oof. I might go safety here. It depends on who's available. We got Auburn here. Awful in run defense. Great coverage guy. In all honesty, if he's awful in run defense, great coverage, if he's productive, I wouldn't mind moving him here. I wouldn't be against the idea of moving him maybe to a cornerback position or, you know, try to put him in the slot a little bit to kind of a little bit less against the run defense. But this guy also interests me. He's from the U, so that's interesting. We have Ohio State. Now, keep in mind, we do have, you know, Nick Scott on a 3-year contract, so it's not like we can really move him too quickly here. We're going to have to kind of work around the fact that he is on a 3-year contract. But I wouldn't be against the idea of getting someone to back up, you know, Dax Hill and back up Jordan Battle. I don't really love corners and safeties from Alabama. Don't get me wrong, Marlon Humphrey's great. But at the end of the day, usually Alabama, how they work, they have a great defensive line, great linebacking core, and their secondary does not have to hold for too long. And that ends up usually being the problem. I'll be honest with you, I'm really interested in going with a safety here. But my question is, which one do I like the most? And it's between these three, four guys. These 4 guys is between right now. I'm just going to go Auburn. That might be stupid. I might have probably went with the other guy. And looking back, I might have gone with that in the end. But, you know, again, this draft's all over the place, I guess. Florida State, okay. 239 pounds, 6'3". It doesn't give us a 40 or how fast the guy is. But I'm interested in this pick. I'm interested. Ooh, okay, hang on. Kansas City. That says Kansas State. It does not say Kansas City. 6'4", 245. This is why it interests me, because I know this guy. I've seen this guy play in college. And this is why it interests me. Run blocking grade is a 74.9. You know what? Executive decision. Give me the tight end. I think I took him last draft too, actually. Ironically enough, I think I took him last draft. I'm going wide receiver here. Georgia. I'm going Dominic. Dominic here. Get another wide receiver here. All right, so what did we take? We took a running back. We took a wide receiver, right? We took a guard, a right tackle, a cornerback, and a safety? Yeah, we took a safety. So I'm kind of interested now that we're down the board a little bit. I mean, I could see myself falling back to looking at the tackles and looking at some guards. You know, offensive lineman, extra offensive lineman. Always nice to have. I could see myself going there, but it doesn't look like there's anyone really that good at this point that I would want to go for. So now I might be looking at an edge rusher. Seeing if anyone's available that has any type of, like, skill to them. How tall are you? 6'4", 235. I don't really love that pick, to be honest. I wouldn't really love that pick. Clemson wide receiver. What's your build? 6'3", 210. Nah. I mean, I don't mind the build. I think the build is fine. I just don't think he's gonna be that great. Let's go edge rusher. We just looked at this guy. Yeah, there's not many players I love at this pick. I might just go with another tight end and see if I can figure something out there. Or running back. Alright, so we got Brant here. 6'2", 225. He's from Utah. I might go with this guy from Auburn, 5'10". Do I want to take 2 running backs, though? Because we do have Chase Brown, right? And obviously, we also do have, you know, Chase Brown, and then we have, what's his name? Joe Mixon. That would be 4 running backs on the roster. We did that this year. Obviously, it's not guaranteed this guy would make the roster, but, you know, the hope is you draft him to make the roster. And I guess I'll take this guy. Whatever. We'll see how that works out. Last draft we got was a B-. I don't think we're going to get a B- this time. We got a C+. Okay, so they hated the running back pick. And I'll be honest, I understand that completely. It was a pick that I feel like, you know, you take him just to take your generational running back, because you're not going to get a running back in free agency unless you get Josh Jacobs, one of the big names. So I think you take him just for the potential of him being a big name running back. Oh, sorry, a big game running back. Not a big name, but a big game running back. That's why I took him there. I think the guard wasn't a bad pick. I think the guard was a pretty solid pick. I'm not against the idea of the guard there. Going with the tackle, I think, was very important. Going safety, tight end. I think we covered every position of need that we would need to draft in this draft with the players we lost, except for D-tackle. I think D-tackle would be something that we would also look at. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.